what role works better for your certain teams. So in this situation, I know some players get so excited, especially when you have streamers kind of showing off like scrims saja or like scrims for fun moments, and they kind of like rank power levels based on that in the off season. I really would love to say that it's definitely not the case. And speaking of the case right now, look at how many teams are coming in from the southern side. I am quite surprised that these were
to be the center point of the upcoming phase.
That was the fastest nope I've seen in my life, man.
Oh, and he just runs into the tree as well. That could be so
scary. That's panic. You could tell he was panicking just now. He was not expecting that.
Look at how many teams are passing by each other. EX, BTR,
finally!
Oh, it's okay, run over, they take out Secret, and that is going to be first blood at minute 9:30.
Only at stage 2. At the beginning, right at the beginning of stage 2. And I feel like the only reason why this fight is happening is because these force rotations are happening. And I have to say that throughout the entirety of today, yeah, the circles are a little bit more centralized, but the ping-pong of these circles is making it so hard for teams to decisively figure out where they want to rotate to, where they want to hold. And speaking of hold here, Boom Esports, they have quite a nice control of this western side of Ruin. And look at how aggressive they are. They're getting active already. 2 players, 1 car, going for this drive-by kills as well. Good in damage, but not enough to knock them down. Boom Esports, they have a 2-2 formation as well. Don't really want to stay in those vehicles for too long right now. Gotta give it to the arena. That area of that hill is perfect. It's a nice high ground area. It has a little bit more time before the blue zone pulls as well. But getting off is the problem here. Boom Esports definitely has their eyes on that corner. Vampire Esports is waiting at the bottom side. Team C.
How low they were taken while they were rotating towards these corners, but here we go. It's Team Secret versus E Arena. Days have been locked as they both try to seek out Tiki inside of the HUD. Sakura as well as Joker here slowly closing in. The Molotovs are also zoning a lot of these space from the side of Team Secret. They're hunkering down, but here comes Joker, who found that first contact, and NC kills to eventually make the break around the Rosie, and Sakura gets a big drop. Tiki still holds still, and it's still not gonna quite cut it. And E Arena, they found themselves that full flush, making it 3 corners to be gained, but the rest of Vampire Esports, they also want to respond. They have been around this vicinity for a very long time, and here comes Cody Kane, Oxys, and the rest of the pack. NC2 trying to take on the fight. They massive out 2 members from the side of the arena, leaving only one who's trying to hide over on the corner of the basement, and here comes the entry. Can he hide for all too long? Uzi coming in for the last contact, while the rest of Vampire Esports swarms right in. Down to Sakura, can he find more? Gets that 1 knock. It could be a tough ordeal for VPE, as there is other teams solely vying for his spot. Sakura still holds firm. He finds 2.
These playing is so terrifying. What a great role of this area. Understanding how to play these CQCs is massive. Vampire, they thought it could completely overwhelm before EA was able to completely reset. And they did that. But you really gotta give it to them. Taking advantage of the disconnection between VPE, they were able to at least find 20k. But at the same time, 4 eliminations is enough for E Arena. It's a great start, a great move. We did talk about how hard it was gonna be for them to get off that hill and into the circle. They've done their job. They've made it hard. At least they took 1 team out with them and 1 member of VPE. And I think they don't have to do more than that already. And Boom Esports is quite great now already for Sem 9. With the fact they've gotten 4 in the bag. Not the earliest ending either, is just a little bit of points. Wolf fairly quiet, but all they've been doing right now is taking control of Ruins. They want more. Make sure they can never hold on. Levi is punished for over-aggressing, for taking up space, and he should not be doing so.
With Overwatch with the kill side, which is how they also go in for a couple of all these knocks up against NEC, who just took a little bit of nosedive through the high hills. But back in the woods, we are seeing a little bit of commotion between 2 indigenous squads. It's going to be Boom versus Kendra, but over the back, we also do have Nuzio just arrived at the scene. I don't think he'll make too much of a noise, as we can see the exchanges actually working in favor of Kendra right now. It's going to be
Federalis from BTR as well, getting active. I think it's so hard to really pick a team to really focus on right now because all eyes are on MEC, but they also have to worry about RP that's close by. Rising walks straight into that nade. That is an unlucky situation as Tom completely knocks him out of the park. Tom as well should fall, excuse me. Ozja hoping to steal away some kills. They might do just that. Eliminate it once more time. It's Bloom Esports has 2 rounds in a row already. They're going out a little bit too early, not getting that aggression or aggressive big play that they want to have at the end of each game.
And the final member of MXC Match to take that vehicle and move out of that scenario. BTR will have eyes onto Mountain Esports Club, and now the full collect comes right in. Oscar took that opportunity to close in while BTR was keeping busy to be stopping those players out of FTC, and now sees themselves a little bit of exchange. BTR at least have been able to hold out just fine despite having that one member to be knocked out prior. Match going for a recovery, and now finding captures the beat Federales with a headshot. And Asha now will have to quickly go in for the defensive stance. This is not looking all too good as the
Where do you think you're going?
And here comes Far. They bomb the angles. They are trying to stop the rest of Asha from moving out, and they are successful in their attempt. Look at BTR. This is a massive turkey quarter. So far, one of the highest scores by any team so far here in week 1.
The lane is terrifying. Reza finds one. The nades come through. Young to fall. Zeus trying to take out space here. Reza as well will get his answer. Karma coming up straight for him. Potato close by. Zeus eats a lot of damage from that nade. But Bo somehow, his position has been compromised and he falls. Vexy will fall, but it doesn't really matter. His teammates are there to find him in the end. But now it's all about that reset. They hear the sounds of the vehicles coming through. They're so aware the temp is close.
On their platform. You know, this whole roster suddenly reminds me of their glory days with the iteration of Microboy as well as the Twin Brothers, of course. And I think that they're definitely showing up strong. They do have great ground control despite being over onto the edge of the zone. They slowly march right in after Hansen with the rest of this push. 10 gets spotted out, and now it's between them as well as Point Donkey. Once they do eliminate Point Donkey, all this space will trigger on the south side all belongs to BTR. In fact, they actually defeat the rest of BTR.
And that's massive actually. BTR was not expecting an answer back, but you can always rely on Zeta to do so. Agendra has been pretty much quiet and not surprised. They have full control of Ruins right now, managing to wrestle it away from Boom Esports earlier, and then they just pulled because they know they have a lot of space to work with, a lot of coverage as well. Third party is the name of the game, stealing away kills, making sure that they can gatekeep anyone that's rotating late into the circle. The only team that's really close to them is just for the southern side. Right now, they're just bystanders, just watching this two-way fight against these two Indonesian teams. Going Donkey, BTR, they've been here for almost a minute, willing to give away their space, and finally the circle shifts, and it does not actually give value to Kagendra, so they have to move out forward. BPE coming forward here. Cruzio is very much ready for Nate Team. Nate Team drops down. Lamborghini is close, but Lamborghini cannot do anything to stifle the bleeding.
Not at all. Right now, Lambo and the rest of the PX are definitely in trouble with the presence of Newsy. And remember that Vampire was brought down to only one member left very early into this matchup. I'm just surprised at the tenacity of Newsy once again. This time shines brightest as compared to some of the rounds that he's been out since yesterday. And I start to believe why they have that confidence to still put Newsy on the main roster once more. Newsy rolling really low though, but it is a very tough crease that he will have to work up against the entire squad of Kagendra. Still a respectable finish on top 5 with installation points. And here comes the hill of nades onto Point Donkey. This is looking devastating as he clips onto 2, and there's only Zeta left. Can he do more?
That is rough actually. 2 players knocked down already, barbecued to death right now. And I'm quite surprised that Boy Donkey was able to survive for this long. 15 eliminations, rampaging right now. BTR goes huge, but they don't have the man advantage. They have to go for resets. They have Satra to pick up. They have Federales to pick up. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to do so, but Kage looking to deny. Ichan comes up huge here, taking up that space, rushing up forward. The team's position's already compromised right now, so it gives the Boy Donkey some space to really pick up the pace. How about aggressive shots coming in from Casper. BTR cannot move, nowhere to play. Ichan falls somehow. Federales through out, was able to find one. Casper will be found again, and Federales, this is exactly why they brought him to the game. He goes in big, he finds one more. It's Zeta to fall. Potato, last member left. The Xavier staying very quiet at the edge of the circle.
He's insane! Look at how much damage he's done throughout all. Despite all of that ruckus, despite the flank coming in from Kagendra, he holds firm, and he still is the flag bearer of BTR this time around. Potato surviving in the name of Boy Donkey, but that name comes in, and Federals again! He makes it 20 points for BTR, and now it's a solo showdown between BTR, DX, and Kagendra.
Twos, but this time around, these teams are going aggressive, going active. The first one to show their cards will fall. Chicken dinner definitely in sight here for any of these teams. But BTR, they've then gone huge. They have 20 eliminations already. They're very happy with the outcome for this game, regardless of whether or not the chicken dinner comes through.
Can you imagine if they close this one out? It could potentially be 30 over points for BTR in a span of a round to really overtake everybody else. You can scratch whatever results that Pmsl and DH had prior because they were a little bit more passive. Just BTR taking one turn in lobby is just absolute madness right now. It seems like all they have to do is seek out Lambo. This is a matchup that we've seen before. They battled back into Tiki. Now again, it is Federales with the first contact. Bring him down low, and Federales hit falters, or does he actually hold still? BTR, 21 point with a chicken dinner. Can you believe it?
Are these able to pull that off?
During the group stages, they were battling for survival. They gotta implement the same strat once again. And for other teams, they're having a strat of their own. Boom Esports drops directly on top of Team Secret, and they're ready for the brawl.
It's huge and very aggressive Pombe with that first contact, walking straight up, and they're playing so close to each other. NC2 as well as the rest of E-Arena, but no knocks, so they stay relatively healthy right now. Not the most aggressive or the most active E-Arena has been, but given the fact the circle is ping-ponging, given the fact how many teams are rotating in front of them, I would say that this is a W so far.
Yeah, for them to stay alive for so long compared to all the rest of the teams coming from the south, I take that any given day. But the days are flying through. Team Secret has arrived at the scene, withering down the members of RRQ. One tap is all it takes of all of these members, but it's a couple of whips coming from Jinky. He misses his chance, he misses that opportunity, but there's still plenty more of these RRQ members to be able to pull through. A car recovers, he also finds one. Jinky's already out, and things are not looking so good right now for the rest of Team Secret. Play with these two team members while they are trying to even get a little bit more of that cover. It's only down to break. We see what he is capable of. The rest of Boy Donkey have also dropped right into Cam Bravo, and here comes Nate coming in from Vexy. It does not stand up. Oh, that was beautiful from Break.
They still managed to recover their teammates as well. This is the guy that we've always kind of like hyped up and said, hey, when things go alright right now, look for Break. And things are definitely going alright. And CD Alliance is just coming up on top here. BTR from one fight to another, not hold on, because CD Alliance is very much ready for them, going aggressive, looking to overwhelm. I'm pretty sure they're so aware right now where Pmsl is, where Xavier is, where EA are, but it's gonna be the kill stolen away. It's gonna fall into Nate T's hands from Xavier. As the rest of CD Alliance here, they're stuck in the corner. They can't really push out quite yet because it's such a big open area in the front. They're gonna get completely sprayed by Xavier here. So patience is the way to go. And they also are very aware there are other members from other teams like Pmsl that are looking to push. So perhaps waiting here could be a great thing for them. They could pick off some points. One elimination is huge. Could be, you know, the difference between a chicken dinner or not if you think about it. But Lamborghini waiting, eyes on Boom Esports. They need to come through, but it does not clip. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long lob. He goes wide, but he does spot out Thomas getting tagged by some other player out there. It's gonna be a really good opportunity to stack away with 1 point, but that's gonna be Terrace to be covering it. While CD Alliance to go in with the push. Saber to go with this 2-2 split and find themselves in trouble as they were hoping to take a lot more of that space coming from the south, and now it's only down to Nate T. He will crumble while Sandara with the last end. It's not on the gift, not quite enough to take out CD Alliance just yet. These two teams definitely have to be CD Alliance, despite them not having it just yet.
Nate somehow managed to evade Vex. I'm so surprised that he's just not moved at all from his teammates. Now for Team Secret, keeping relatively safe as a Vexi will be the next victim to those sprays. Pondit very aware. All eyes on the other members as well, but Xavier also will answer. It's just that one moment, right, when one team shows their hand, most aggressive, and they're gonna get a pick up, and immediately Xavier just playing reactive and saying, okay, let's shoot at them instead. And this is the most interesting thing about it all. CD Alliance just now, we didn't see them aggressive, we didn't see them super active. They were very quiet in the beginning, but I have to say that as soon as it's time to show their hand, show their positioning, it's very much over for these teams. As Frenzy, huge knockout to Lamborghini, one of the heavy hitters for Xavier that could put a number onto them, and I didn't look, is stuck literally between a rock and the blue zone. As Leon's, I think he's gonna try and figure out whether or not he can go a little bit closer to his teammate, provide a bit of cover, maybe play off each other. No, I don't think so, because I didn't look here is stuck and his teammate needs to be picked up. Yummy already with one pick off to himself, and now we're down to our top two.
So little space for them to actually work with. The other two members on the far end, it's also been not by the play zone as well. It's really down to Leon's right now, which have a little bit more of that spacing, which will not be attacked by Yummy just yet. He is trying to cover a little bit of fire to provide enough space for Arden to get by. 2 versus 2, as I don't think that they will actually get the saves over onto Iftar either. So they have to cut their losses right now.
That's
it's
crazy.
all open space, and Yummy's gonna go out for the push. He has that confidence, but Adequate spots him running all across. Tags over on the side of the Frentisi. Yummy now being caught by Leon and CD Alliance. They can look for that ticket there, and they will get it in return.
That's honestly crazy, because at one point just now, just for a glimpse of a moment, it looked like Boom Esports.
That's something new that we've not seen before. And here goes Flash versus BTR.
Wow, we already have the melee kill early. Young with the follow-up as well with the mini 14 in hand. That's rough. That's quick as well. We talked about this very early aggression to come through, and not only early aggression, this situation where you are.
Yeah, that definitely keeps things really, really fresh for all of our spectators, hoping for, you know, new styles of play, especially with, you know, whether it's new names or veterans that they actually bring into the table. Now we do have a situation though for the rest of Sep9. They're hoping to eventually gatekeep the rest of Temp Entertainment from approaching this bridge. I believe that Golf have already navigated, and he's just gonna full send it. Very risky move now, but the rest of Temp are trying to back him as well. He's gonna cut towards the far left and expect those shots to be coming in. Fura does get a couple of all these tags, and Golf quickly gets taken out with the last line of defense. Mika to be able to stack that one away. Now, Temp Entertainment understands that they are kind of stuck. What is going to be the next move? Because this whole bridge is not going to be an easy task for them to step over just by using slam vehicles.
You know, I was expecting a lot more of this aggressive bridge fights, but I think this time around, the circle is kind of like a little bit more in the central area. You're not going to expect these fights very early as well. So for Tem, it's all about just that wait. They know they can't really fight that for now, so they just chill out. Now let's have a look at what we can see in terms of this score.
These more maps where this region has been covered up, so DX definitely have a certain game plan on how they want to operate. Well, I kind of see that in certain other spots here, like Tab, like Team Secret, having the same run because they're still stuck in the island. You notice that SOC was all behind. Tiki with a catch. That was sublime on how quickly he goes in to shut Tiki down.
Huge. Very aware as well. I think that Jiki was kind of looking around. I think he took some time to figure it out. I think they both just barely missed each other, but reaction time.
So Team Flash, they They were so willing to really tank out the boom. TM had no choice. You saw what happened on the other opposite side of the bridge where they got picked off and they kind of fall back. Now they have to utilize the same bridge, which now feels Team Secret. Could be an opportunity for Bright to actually pick at least the final member crossing. Is going to go in to quickly drop Soaz. Oh, what a shot! And he got to go for that double as well. Just making sure that he will recover a couple of points back to the team, but he will got to do it quick though. Break as well as the other member, they will be locking their sights over on the Bright. They're going to get a little bit of cover through the stairwells, but just like that, they bite back. Teb still has another member who has yet to cross, it seems. So it's really down to Frankie whether if he's going to be able to eventually go for a knock against Bright. If Bright goes down, then TEM, I don't think they make past this bridge.
Both teams taking a lot of damage here, but TEM has really set up the stage. Right? Managed to recover his teammate Noah over on the other side. Frankie rendered so low. That box is the only thing keeping Bright alive right now, because you can hear the amount of shots coming right at him here. Frankie and Soaz looking to go a little bit more active here, and for Soaz, he needs to find the right place to heal. He's running out of HP, and the blue zone is so rough right now for him. Grenade goes through here, barely hits onto Break. Soaz glow as well, gets that recovery he very much needs. So Team Secret in a very safe spot right now, as Bright left all alone here with nowhere to go. But I'm loving the fight here between 7-9, because it felt like they had completely overrun the team on the other side. So I would love to see a replay of that later, but for now it's Bright taking the brunt of this damage straight to the face, getting knocked down. His teammates are gonna say, alright, it's time for us to go, because at this point we cannot bail you out. It's only one member from TEM left standing.
Yeah, Bright did so much throughout that initial taking over on the bridge, but unfortunately he did not manage to secure those hefty amount of points. Soaz managed to be recovered in the midst of that scuffle, and that was a beautiful nade that he tossed out to eventually trade back up against Bright, and now Tem only has one member left. I believe it was the situation on that lower side of the screen where 7-9 was actually gate crashing the rest of the X, and that managed to get himself active and got himself a point for 7-9. Great pick coming in, as that's going to be one more member out of the way from the side of Team Flash. Young T has got a lot to do here, and you asked for bridge fights. We're actually going all the way to North Turn for another bridge fight, but the fluorescent Flash, they managed to still go ahead and trade and find
for these sites, for these situations, for these takes as well. And they've been doing this great as well. When you go to see someone rotate into a circle, who's gonna pass you is Tops. Okay, let's just spray the heck out of him. We saw Yummy do it before, we've seen Rightsy as well, but the one to get it in the end is actually Vexy. Finding Tops right in the blue zone here. Vexy's gonna secure that pick up here, but I don't think he's gonna survive his ordeal. His car is already slowly breaking. He's low right now, and what a long range shot coming in from Vexy. And avoid Donkey will be eliminated, and this is a lot more earlier than
while north side is going to be available up for the taking of the Gendra. If there's going to be that part or any other team who wants to make that 180 flip of the rotation, that would be perhaps giving them a lot more to breathe. While Flash go ahead to take out another play over on the south side. 7-9 now getting pinch as Eli gets knocked. But that part, we find himself over the road while they try to get the rerun through. It's going to be Miko with the flag. He catches movement, and it's just deep trouble for Vampire Eagle. We're stranded out of nowhere. It's only down to Tony Kane to try to turn the tides around.
It's set out here from Tony Kane this time. Gonna trade blow for blow here, but Mika goes a bit wide. Trouble. Needs to survive. Beautifully done there from Firen as well as Mika to completely annihilate VPE, which means that they're going to be able to go for that pickup for his teammates and remain relatively intact as a team.
To Firen to execute all these plans, knowing that there is another supporter in the squad as well. And now they're also pinching onto the rest of these E-Arena members coming in from the north. Firen so far operating alone, and he's going to be the front line of the engagement instead, while Sakura is getting occupied by the rest of Boom Esports. Boom Esports have been hunting out for all these solo targets throughout the course of the match. Now back to Fearon, he's got that UFP, shredding it out. Those DPS shots got nothing on him. Now he goes in for a drop shot. He finds two. He finds the entirety of E Arena. It is a killing spree from Sem9, making it 10. And now Boom Esports heard all those noise. Sem9, they don't even need a reset because they've been healthy all along, and they want more.
Not in a zone where they can play off each other. It's rough out here as CD Lions and an split overwhelm them.
Yeah, that buggy lost the power right there, and it's going to be tough for CD Lions to rotate. I saw them kind of went off position. Here comes WB, though. They're dropping right through. As they go ahead to challenge MEC, they don't really want to stop for nothing at all. And you can see the Goose Chase out in the open, sees the rest of Boom Esports driving through Hydra as they get picked off. Lucky for Zero getting caught out just like that. RQ will take that opportunity to also steal away the point from CD Alliance. Them taken out of this match while we have Hydra now priming Nate. Same thing from the side of Yummy May. And it looks beautiful while Krypton gets the Nakamura chill. Three-way warfare as this open space is kicking out of this area of play. And Boom Esports, they're just about getting started. Casper coming in with the flank. This is still going to be a slow activation for the side of Kendra. Stuck between the bowls. While they do have players slipping all over. Casper now goes on 1v1 duel. Will be able to secure at least 1 point up against Hobbit as he will be quickly sifted through. Yummy going for that quick reset as he tries to drive forward with the buggy and just rampages through Ichan, slowly taking out one after another, but Yummy is all left alone. This quick recovery coming from Casper, but that was just such a bloody fight, leaving one member alive inside of Hydra, and the nades are coming in. MEC took the opportunity and just flushed them out completely.
Go anywhere, cannot move as well. RQ. This terrain has been held for so long here, but CD Alliance this time around, their luck ran out here. Two members in the smokes, Iftar playing quietly. They're hoping that his teammates can recover him. They have terrain, they have cover as well. Nate's cooked up here. They have to get that perfect knockdown, and Jimmy, you don't want to walk out in the open with your util in hand, buddy. Repeko completely takes advantage of that situation. And now CD Alliance, with barely any life onto Leon's, he has to make some magic happen. Granted, right now, he can go from some pickups here. Genfos is looking to take this fight to the face. A nice spray, aggressive as heck, but somehow Leon's managed to recover. He manages to get his HP back up and makes a beeline away onto the outer side of the circle. So out of space away from RQ, a great understanding that RQ needs to go for the reset as well. Play for time, wait for other teams to start these fights.
Yeah, perfectly coming in from the final player of Cellcom the Alliance. There were some stray shots coming from Noah, and Leon knows that there's nowhere he can actually go. It's going to be Kid from MEC that does take down the back-to-back leader winners. So Kim, he's driving in unaware of the surroundings. Oh boy, he's just running up the hillside because this is going to be a tough spot for me. Noah's been on the lookout. That's just free pick case. A little bit of a rookie mistake if you ask me. He should have actually heard those shots coming in from Noah, but at least there is some trade backs coming in. Not the Esports Club having Miguel as well as Happy to still holding pounds while Town tries to improv. They are going to be the ones gating any teams to be moving in from the northern side. Not really shown too much of their cards yet. They had that early battle, but after that, remain to be very quiet. Finds their way into the top 5. RRQ, I think they will have some high impact plays as Noah gets seeked out.
What a fight here. It's looking from bad to worse for Ozja. That's nades that just thrown out alongside those pre-fires. Leaves so much to be desired for Ozja here. Gyui tries to go for a nice flank. Great idea, but as you know, the tail end there is another team. RQ is so opportunistic right now. I think they were watching this fight for quite some time. And I feel like just now for Gyui, the biggest problem was that he was 3 knockouts but not able to tie out that last possible member. But this time around, it's not really about getting active, it's about just playing reactive here. We have a terrain to play with, some rock as well, and Tom getting very aggressive here. Great pickoff and kind of like really stopping this aggressive rotation coming in from the other members of RQ. And Hasbi is the one kind of like putting a stop to Pmsl's rotations as well. So now with all the members kind of like falling off their vehicles and their vehicles exploding, they're able to overwhelm, they're able to take up space, and they're able to then rush forward. But RQ, they have one thing in mind as well, is that if you shoot us, we will answer. One player from the team already knocked out as well. So RQ, understanding that Pmsl has been knocked down, they look to capitalize by throwing in nades. They want to keep it active, and they want to kind of stop these fights from going to a 3-way situation.
For now, then, they should actually work in tandem to eventually wipe more members of NBC because they are playing that power position. RQ understands this. They are drawing into a close by sending in Gen Foss to keep them at bay. NBC eventually will lose their zone as well. They pull onto the compound. They have the high ground views, but eventually they still have to leave those compounds. So pressure is on RQ, making their advancements up ahead, and Tam has barely enough space to even step out. The moment he steps out, RRQ will be waiting, not only by just putting in that pressure, now it's just perfect bird's eye view for them to pick on Tom and Hasby, and they will be set off. Nope, this could be in between the fights for Pmsl to still hold on to the south side, given a little bit more refuge, but for some reason, it's not a full take just yet. So NBC is still alive, just pulling on their bellies, but unable to move much further from where they're at.
Still meets mounts and Dark Wow really loses control of his vehicle there. Genfoss doing great, putting in that firepower, putting in that pressure as well as the Beko looks to join. Tiny little micro right is enough to just really flush him out. But unfortunately for him, no mollies, only nades, so Fox in a bit too wide as well. Dark doing great at just surviving here. And I think that he's just banking on NBC and RQ to these fights, and then he just like what he does best, third party. But both teams are not allowing that to happen. You're stuck, buddy.
He's been stuck for such a long time, and they will end his misery. That will be epic. Now they have barely any more cover. They're just snakes in the grass, hoping not to be spotted out by the Techno. Playing the waiting game. Eventually they will pop up
and understandably so, it's such an open area, but it's tough to do that opening pickoff or to Beko. Huge. That's a big drop to their firepower already. Whole different NBC today, but this time on RRQ, they are going to be the team that is going to play passive and ask NBC to go toward them. One player knocked and the other answers. Has done just that. Tom so low, but Genfoss is close to a Lapar, so can look to equalize if they want to, but no pickup onto Lapar as Hasby is quick on the uptake as well. Tom is going to be the player to rush forward, to take the first contact, to see and give out that information. One nade lobbed out here to Genfoss. Oh man, this is actually so competitive. And Genfoss will answer back with another nade as well. He stops up, he immediately reacts.
Yes, and speaking about the Super Weekend, today it is, and why it's marked as red? Because today is going to be the first day of the Super Weekend Smash Rule, 8th of March. And speaking more about the Smash Rule, here is how it looks like. So we will be playing 6 matches today, but on day 2 tomorrow, a maximum of 8 matches, and go as little as 2 matches because you only need to hit the threshold, score a chicken dinner, and the game is over.
Up to maximum 8 matches per day.
Oh yeah, and it will be played by these teams that you can see on screen, some of them first timers.
Let's go for our first matchup.
Inside of Kampong, here we go. We haven't even get to see the circle yet, but we're going to see the first fight here between RRQ and Strangers Esports. Both teams have their own side for now, but they don't want to let each other go. We can see gunfire is happening.
Let's see. Almela yesterday has been amazing. I remember the last few minutes when it actually dropped such a huge nade and being such a pivotal player for sort of strangers when they need him. But this
Defense, was the PMPS Southeast Asia Terminator at some point, so he definitely has that in his armory. So I would say, yeah, RRQ is definitely one of those teams up there.
for EA, Talon, Joker again, as per usual, the first one to get knocked down. It's either Joker, Wilson might take the very end, not the first one to go down here. It's just Linux right now, they're marching over to the side of Arena's compound. But for Linux, it's not wasting any more time to finish off EA and get an execution. But for the rest of Talon, I'm not sure where are the other two, but they're going in with only Boycho and Axel. And now, wow, that's fast.
Oh, okay.
Which could be the one that got himself in some. That was 7-9 lost that we saw the revives were around time. But here comes again, strangers and not stopping. And they are trying to take down the entirety of RRQ. I still have 3 members alive. The one that seems to be losing right now is going to be Strangers. Lobby acts pretty low himself. Again, that's coming in for the rescue on the Peko. Barely got any gears. You don't even want to touch about utilities. It won't be enough for the Peko to pull himself in.
Yeah, no helmet, no vest. How much can he tank from this with Lobby X and his S12K? He has QBZ on the other hand. And this is the chase by Lobby X and the rest of Strangers, but the Peko still able to get one. Can he get another one still? Okay, that's going to be Lobby X just spraying around with his S12K. One more to go, and it is going to be RRQ eliminated number 50.
Despite the Peko trying to corner himself down into one angle, I have to give it to Peko. He knows exactly. Unfortunately, RRQ and EA will have to say goodbye early on. That's quite early for this round. I assume these teams really want to get as much point as they can. We have a bit of recap what happened between Talon and Arena just now. That was one of the fastest splitting up we saw.
Yeah, 2 teams out. That is pretty fast, I would say. And at least for RRQ, they got 1 point, but for E-Arena, no points at all. Strangers lost 1 player. Talon, clean 4 points. Just to see if we can do a tricky one or try to steal away an elimination.
Oh, Leo has no clue! It's surprise! Mother Bella knows what is going on! You play patiently. That was nerve-wracking, but unfortunately, that was only the 1 player of Southern Kidline. I think it was scouting just now. Unfortunately, got caught in the process.
Yeah, it just tells me that the Strangers esports, they were 1 step ahead of Southern Media Live.
Pretty much almost centered, not really at the center, and it's just on the south side of Paradise Resort. Whoever come out of Paradise Resort will be getting
Good job, yeah, but anyway, it's still good to wear down your opponent's utilities. But it also gives them a chance to push. Here we go. Octa up on the hill. You can see Octa, they're quite spread out. Hunts for you on the other side. He's more short, and he will get struck down on his knees.
perfect straight line of sight firing that one. Now Rocket Bay now for Vampires. It's a bit difficult for them to wrap around Alter Ego with Rocket Bay out of nowhere. Something happened to be popping his head behind them. We thought for the entirety of Alter Ego were already leaving. But they were wrong. Hans for you now going to give some cover fire from afar. They try to surround Vampires all angles, but Rocky May, he has to deal this first hand round 0 of top with them. 1v3, but at least Lucy been knocked down. Rocky May can actually do it for Alter Ego. Barbecue!
Oh no, he stepped into the fire. He probably didn't see that from the TPP view. Oh man, now because of that, he only has like 10% of health. And he has no recovery items. And say hello to the blue at the same time. Oh, nice creative made by Tony K. Oh, but that forced Rocky to move. And anyway, Tony K was together.
I didn't got any mat kick for the side of Rocky May just now. Hands for you, here comes. He's taking the lead this time, charging into straight Vampires' faces. But unfortunately, he just willingly... Wait, what is BTR? Why? Why did BTR just happen to be popping here? They can just cut straight into the circle.
Well, looks like they see the advantage and now they want the points in the bag. And they're going towards Alter Ego first. Rosemary will be down. Sata will be fired back by Octa. The BTR, you gotta get these points now. It's too late for them to turn back. They have to finish it up.
have the casualties for 3 teams here. But none of them willing to go down just yet. BTR down to 2 players. Attack can be picked up. Crazy chip down to only 50% of HP. While Vampires try to just run down the rest of Alter Ego. That's going to be only Opta. Those are not blind regarding this future. Right now, Opta still fighting for his life. He's trying to run away. He's still, can he actually push this? It was a 2v1. Crazy just arrived. What a Abby toll on the side of BTR. It seems like they are on the same boat for Alter Ego BTR right now. But Vampire is winning this one, of course.
Yeah, the biggest winner here might be Vampire. They'll be like, okay, you guys have fun. We'll just move away. And we'll see you guys in the circle. If you guys can make it to the circle. But Tony K, I wonder if he wants to try something adventurous here. And he will. So Octa! Given away to Tony K. And Onson's in the circle. Lucy kind of far away out there. Okay, Lucy's aiming down. Ah, there you go. He knew it.
But he's one of the best players back in the days. We know how this really works. But back on Boom and Celcom Digi Alliance, it's going to be on the right. So just now we saw the left deep in the blue fights between the teams. And it's going to be Boom 0. And that was a straightforward run down by Jimmy. But they don't want to linger too long in the blue zone. It's not going to be worth it. It might be the same thing, just like how we saw earlier by the 3 teams just now. But Celcom Digi Alliance, they will try to get people from entering and deny the entrance entirely on the right side of the circle.
Just look at this. Frenzy's waiting for the right moment. As for Talon, taking their time of getting to the circle, but there's one player on the outer side shooting. Oh, it's good. It's Crazy. Got boy chill. Another sneaky move by Crazy, but now he exposed himself to Axel.
For the side of BTR, not going to go empty-handed back. But next we do have the Holy Boys. And they managed to spot out Tony K straight away on his knees. Next it's going to be Ondens, quite out in the open without any cover second. That UAC, they're almost entirely knocked down on Ondens. I'm not sure about his healing utilities, but get on and off angle. That was a brilliant cleanup and a great team of showcase from him.
And the healing utility didn't matter at that point. But it might matter for Awesome Thailand. Now they're going up against Team Flash, a team that performed really well yesterday. And Fouls trying to stop Chopper from moving forward. Pops with this top angle. Oh, the door open! It was surprised by Chopper!
Thailand. There's a lot of bullets flying over at his receiving end right now. Nobody wants to be his receiving end for Chopper. Kind of enclosed in a very small shack. A secret? Well, that was a genius drone tap coming out from those shotguns just now. Managed to open up some space, but unfortunately Chopper, the moment he gets out from that very small house, it's going to be Young to give him some pressure and keep them abreast right now. Secret, on the other hand, playing ring around the rosy on this one. Rocket will actually hit him whether they will live for another day or not. Secret, close enough to get in 2v1, but they still have Roger Thailand Chopper at the back.
And they're not out of the blue as well yet. Circle-wise, it went to Barn. And Koda is in Barn. Born Donkey as well. Celcom DJ Light's going to come in from the right side. Looking back onto Team Flash. Okay, they need to move forward. But from our screen, there's still Chopper. Chopper will be the one to try to stop them. Okay. Chopper behind this stone. This is such a big rock. It can toss a nade across.
It's going to prove there's a tall order if you want to toss that lane just now, but not so much for Bombet. A straightforward fight with... he's going to go for push. But KNS got burned off, but the one just now Bombet coming in to finish off the job. Within the smoke, you can see it through, and that's straightforward to finish off and execution. Mela trying to give cover fire, Frenzy giving such a troublemaker at the back line as well, but Mela not going to more time. He had enough. He's getting straight confront. And that's going to be the last of Boom being eliminated by the hands of strangers.
Oh, looks like Semnine's in trouble. Getting up against D-Saber. D-Saber coming in. They want to secure the elimination point out by the player of Semnine. Viren is still in the house. They patiently wait for Viren. Anyway, no patience for Levi's. Elimination mob and Semnine 0 points.
5 eliminations. Strangers taking the lead at 7 right now. Whilst going donkey. They'll be the bane for these Davis the moment they step into the bottom circle. They're gatekeeping in the longest of time. And unfortunately, these Davis didn't see in here being charged by Homeboys from the outskirts.
Oh yeah, he's busy with homeboys. He's busy with Boy Donkey as well. Oh man, two teams going to manage. Solo player left. It's all about survival plating now for Lamborghini. While we look at the next phase of the circle, might go in the middle and might favor any of the other teams. We'll find that out right now. It goes south. South DJ Alliance and Dota.
More firepower in the cheating. So for Razak, he didn't last long enough being eliminated. At least he lasted long enough to be on the top 4. Now it's going to be a 3v3v3. All of them having the same amount of players at an equal fair play starting off for Alpinori.
Here comes the spray by Jimmy OP onto Dodak, and he got Dimsy in the process of it. At the same time, look at the movement on the minimap. That team's coming in. It's going to be Strangers Esports. They're scouting around. But the high ground goes to Cellcom DT Alliance. What a position to be.
Had a look. Trying to find which way to go. He heard gunshots, two sides now. I don't know which one to focus. Ingers for Leon Beatsy, since they only have 3 men right now. Jimmy resolved to taking the fight against Strangers Esports. I think Strangers Esports is more dangerous than Dodak right now based on how aggressive they can get.
And here comes Jimmy, still putting pressure on the Strangers Esports. Circle still does kind of favor them, but they also need to manage to go down the left side. But with this kind of high ground, man, this is such a big advantage for Cellcom DT Alliance. But will the blue force them to go down? They still have a little bit more space to play.
Running down and crawling, snaking his way into the center of the battlefield. It's not going to be easy. Toga starts to push in and closing the distance between them. Leon try to give some pressure. It's a pressure to the side of Cellcom DT Alliance. And thanks to Article managed to knock down on 9. This will put Toga movement on the hold.
And here comes Lobby. He sees a silhouette, tries to get it, but still very difficult on the low ground like this for Strangers Esports. Probably have to play a bit of patience game. They need to heal up their teammates first.
He wants to go in. I don't think that works from that distance with that shotgun buddy. But Adiklo managed to take down and finish off 9 just now. Jimmy, here comes in the zigzag line. Unfortunately, he was slightly delayed with his reflexes. Leon will try to do some damage control. They wiped out the entirety of Toda with the most men. But Strangers, it means that they got some place and some time to recuperate. And they take advantage. Strangers Esports playing it smart while some of the lines were busy, occupied with Toda's presence.
The team that moves last. We're back to that post, right? It's like the social media manager is like, our players are boring. What do we do? We just do a poster, scam. Yay, we got the engagement. But the engagement are engaging D Xavier.
RQ do have some elevations. They took down 2 players of D Xavier's Virgin, and Lamborghini seems to be kneeling down right now. I don't know where are the other 2 players of D Xavier's.
But D Xavier, they need to slow the pace
to making a push. In this case, they do have the low elevations, the low grounds again, not into the elevations, but can't even get just pushing. And Frankie, on the other hand, trying to wrap around Boom Bombit, now tossing out the nade to the side of Kid Bombit, trying to just go to the flank side. Frenzy finish off Shamil now. Despite they had the upper hand before and knocked down on Boom player first. Homeboys not willing to get out from those slopes, and that will cost them dearly.
I mean, if he pushed, then probably had the information that, oh, there's somebody on the other hill behind him and he could be shot from behind anyway. So that's why he has to recalculate his position, but he couldn't get out of that ditch. Anyway, now it's Frankie's turn, and Frankie navigating around this hill gives him a bit of cover. He should be able to survive.
Yeah, right close to the blue zone. We're gonna have to wait for the next zone. Oh, but now let's go. Despite being a bit of a tough spot, but Friends leaving charge. We may try to do some flush, try to get out of this compound safely, but on time that will not allow him to do so. 2 knockdown, only left with 1 member here. What can Yami May do? He's down as well. Where is the 4th? It's very low himself, and that's eliminated. At least he got 3 points.
Yep, and still below 10 points, not hitting the double-digit mark yet. No base of points as well. Well, great for Asia Thailand. They scored 4 points, so now they're at 31. When that happens, we'll see. because we know the circle in about 8 more seconds. Right now, RRQ is aiming down the Austria Thailand. And Richard passing by, but Frankie exposed himself. Richard Frankie 1v1.
This is going to be tough, Frankie. He's been cornered down to a very small shag, and the door is that way for him. Frankie completely obliterated, but Richard just walked.
Richard will survive being there alone at the same time. Looks like the answer is no. Levi's data it down. That's it. Definitely Austria Thailand. We need to play without it.
But Austria Thailand seems to be broken in formation, despite trying to help Rich just now. What's happening on the northern side? So the furthest one away from the circle is going to be BTR and EA.
And here comes BTR taking multiple positions, trying to enclose E-Arena. E-Arena dependent on smokes now to cover themselves, but Crazy lands an in on Joker. Now Tiger X coming out all alone. He crashed into the tree. Just taking away the attention. Now E-Arena counters back onto BTR. Beautiful counter by E-Arena. Very active approach. And BTR could not withstand it.
8 and 9 as well as Team Flash seem to be very interested in taking each other down. But back to Alter Ego versus Talon. Rosemary knocked on the ground. A bit of trading down with Boychill. Hans Free down to 1 HP. While Yuri and Naxa, if they pin this down, it's going to be the end. Knockdown on Hans. 2 down. They're going to go toward the rush. Despite having only 3 members. Talon take advantage of Alter Ego. Despite they had a 4. But the problem is they need to wrap things up quickly. Boychill is arriving. Yoru refighting back. But unfortunately, things finish everybody else in that small room.
Stuck in the corner all alone now to find a player from Talon. Oh no, there's a volley on the other side. He probably didn't notice it. And he got burned down. That is it for Talon. Alter Ego as well. Eliminated. Bottom 3 teams out.
Now these Xaviers do still have some part of the island, but for those coming up from the north, this is going to be a tough entry into the safe zone.
Oh, and here comes Blinks getting one. Lobby X now down on his knees. Blinks trying to find a different angle with his UMP. 9 comes in, secure that elimination point out of Lobby. Looking for his next target, but he gets low on the lower ground, gets low, takes a bit of damage down to 50% of health. And here goes Sam9 to take that point away.
Mika tried to have some upgrade with that death box just next to him, but Mela. That's the last of Stranger's Eastpoint. He's been surrounded by Todak and E-Arena at the same time. And Team Flash there. Joker, Zeus taking on EA Tiger. Tiger X is down and bleeding out. They're left with 3 players, but Mela where to run? No, Hyde finally eliminated as well. They're losing the momentum here for Stranger's Eastpoint.
Well, Dota is gaining their momentum now. High gets used for Team Flash. Right, Team Flash now breaking apart when the players will be eliminated. And Bounce is going to be the final player for Team Flash. And he'll be up against E-Arena. Not surviving it. Team Flash only gained 1 point this time.
Joker. Only 1 right now. Big 8 cap on the south side just PC. Leon will have to do this E-Arena by himself. But Link's coming up from behind. That was crucial. E-Arena all of a sudden they lost 2 members in an instant.
Oh, here comes Toda. They have the momentum. They're pushing it towards E-Arena. But whoa! What is this? Tiger X 1-8 to knock down 3 from Toda now. Toda. Oh no, this turns bad for Toda. E-Arena. What a nade to counter back.
Sam9 have to cut across RRQ as well. Joker. Oh, the shots on by Onsons. Oh, that was a crispy one. Scary as well to be at the receiving end. But for Sam9 though, they denied entirely. Cannot even look out for Sam9. RRQ keep them at bay. He got himself right on top of Sam9. That's a clear visualization as well. How to cut across the street for Sam9. There's no way out for them. Not just that, even E-Arena taking advantage of this. That's
keeping an eye on the Tiger X, but no circle this time. He has to move. But on screen, here comes Austria Thailand and RRQ with Gen Force coming up.
Gen Force, despite the awkward angle, he's willing to take the risk and manage to do some damage inside of Austria Thailand. And leaving only Red Bull like doing, do have himself some 3 seconds to back out. Oh, that explosion. What a nade coming up from Red Red Bull and Potato as well, helping out Austria Thailand to take down on RRQ. RRQ from having a full squad down to last player in seconds. Same goes for Voin Donkey. Now RRQ, we're not done yet. Last man standing, Hazel. What can he do?
Hazel picking up his name. Okay, multiple angles that he needs to take care of now. But his name! Okay, landed on the Dewey. That's going to be the first one. But Red Bull and Chopper, now they know exactly where he is. They will try to hunt him down.
Now, for Ocha, they expected Hazel to be in within that smoke to finish off Dewey, but they got it completely wrong. Look at how Hazel just sneakily get into a bridge in where Ocha is. They're within the smoke. You don't know where he exactly is. He exactly just next to them, and they have no idea. Hazel moving as quick as lightning, now getting at the back of Ocha Thailand. That is outsmarting Ocha by himself.
Here comes the blue as well. But Chopper will be able to save his teammate, but he needs to move slightly forward with Hazel still there. Vampire Esports looks like they're making a move up north as well, but now the rushing is happening. Hazel, get ready. 80% health with the DBS. Let's see if we can pull off a clutch. Now they're after him. Hazel moves in and up. Austria Thailand.
Well enough from America's is fighting till the very end, but we're not done yet. Double determination on the side of Austria Thailand with 10 eliminations. I think was a five in the one. Tiger Act, unfortunately, it's going to be 8 eliminations. It's going to be the time finale with one elimination team. Well, at least what's that a point? They still have a full squad in Austria right now. Pretty occupied against Vampire.
Ooh, look at this. Red Bull against Vampire. Lobs that nade across. And now on the left side, there's Tony K. Tony K on his crosshair. Red Bull will get him. But the rest of Vampire will come in. But he got Schwabs. Oh, this could be the Red Bull show, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit more till we finish off Vampire Esports. It's going to be Newsy, 10% of health. Newsy is very, very low. This name will be set across. And it is Austria Thailand taking out Vampire.
It's Rebel Show, right? All day long. Can we watch that once more? That was a big one. But this is the time where Voin Donkey wants to take it back. Finally, we're getting a different flag, and it's the Indonesian region that we've been waiting for. But I have to give it Austria Thailand. What a spectacular performance by Red Bull, stolen away that show just now. He could get a new one.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
We're probably going to go over after this and find out food. I think that's probably going to be our main target of this. But the circle just moved back all the way to the north around the outskirts of Hacienda del Patron. Now, that's going to be a tough one for those who already parked themselves on the northern part to go back in one direction. Cloud, this
Stage 3, no first blood. Okay, I just have to say it right.
What's with the story between... I really want to interview both of them if we can get the chance in the future, right? For Alter Ego and Boom. What's going on between the story of these two teams? They're always telling each other out for almost the entirety of this week.
Yeah, I know, right? Man. But at least they recovered, so back as a 4. And imagine this, Alter Ego pretty much have the same motivation of like, oh, we have to do well, we have to get all the points in, even if it's Boom Esports, even if it's from the same region.
But the Blue Zone, on the other hand, will disengage these both teams. It feels like the universe tell them to stop arguing for now.
Oh, look at the elimination feed. So Alter Ego, again, they got Boom Esports. This time, they will definitely get a frenzy out back into the lobby. But before that, the first blood actually is given towards RRQ. More fights gonna happen right now.
Oh wait, that was the first blood?
The RRQ one.
It's stage 3. Then only we got so long. 62 players still intact. Nobody willing to give himself away. Yummy May. Yummy May. That smoke I think won't last long. Zero is down and Lapar finish it off with the help of his mate. Snake take it on for Donkey. All the Indonesian teams are fighting against each other. They love to cancel each other out now.
Oh, and this will be real interesting, right? The fact that a lot of them are actually on the bottom half. Boom Esports is out officially, by the way. But we'll talk about that a little bit more while we focus on the BTR and Void Donkey.
Right now, they're still, well, look at Truck Stop. This is where nobody can stop here. There's going to be gatekeeping all the way. Alter Ego fighting again Nebago. RIQ lost another of their member. I don't think they have that much anymore. Still have 3 though. Boomer being eliminated entirely just now. While Homeboys also the one that we don't see too much of them. Speaking of which, Vampires is picking a fight with everybody.
Now RIQ is picking a fight with Homeboys. Here we go, Hazel with the DBS, dancing around. Lapa from the other side will flank. And they will get 2 players of Homeboys. Now looking for our boy. Our boy was not able to accelerate his vehicle. He got gunned down. Alter Ego coming in.
Oh, that's a lot of rage coming from Lapai trying to finish off. There's somebody else from behind Alter Ego here to clean up the mess. But RQ Lapai, he needs to navigate himself out of this very tight situation. He needs to get out of this very trap on top of the truck stop. And unfortunately, they're just a bit away from the circle. But the moment they get into the circle, it's going to be a clear place for them to recuperate themselves. But Alter Ego will not allow them to do so. Shamil! What?
That is Homeboys eliminated to them, man. But anyway, the arena, they can get points out of Alter Ego. They just got 1.
The moment they got 1, they got knocked down by Alva. And C2 spotted out. Oh, wait, what? House spray? Who? What? RQ?
Oh, okay. RRQ stole from behind. Okay, interesting. Anyway, they lost 10 points in the process. Now it's only Mr. Lapar to survive for the rest of the round. And Strangers Esports very close by with Vampire, but not executing the move yet. E-Arena, they know that at least 1 player for RQ is still around. Okay, they found him. They found Lapar. Tiger X almost ran him down, but Joker made sure Lapar could not get anything more out of this. But look at this. Still, RRQ able to gain 8 eliminations. That's going to be the forefront guy. Ade Luke, he sees the incoming vehicle, racing themselves.
He almost hit him, but it's going to be a CQC, a close quarter combat between him and Tony K. Jimmy, can he hold it in? There's too many left, right, center. The bullets coming in and shot him down. Salcom DJ Lions have to say goodbye for now and resort at 27 points. Tomorrow is a different story, a different battle.
Xavier, we'll probably get back to them later on. Right now, it's going to be BTR against Strangers Esports, who they don't need to really cross the road, but they need to move forward. Circle, middle circle. Where's Xavier? Oh, they're all the way down south.
But these Xaviers, they got a free entry and a clear entry from the south. Of course, nobody ended up in the center yet. But Strangers, they rushed straight into BTR's compound. Got Razy on the knock with that 1 Nate random toss. That was big. But Snape managed to make a return fire with that Morley. Snape hoping he will actually try to hold the ground, hold the fortress for his team. But the problem is, it's not just a Mochaton is next as well. Federales knocked down next. What is happening? And the entire crew of Strangers become stranded and strange indeed. BTR triumphs in that one.
Oh yeah, with 6 elimination points now in total. Xavier now. Okay, let's see. They do have Team Flash and they have Talent above them. So that's something for them to consider. Behind them as well, they have another team. So there are a lot of teams on the southern side right now. But Xavier, they have to check all their flanks. At the same time, oh wait, BTR? Wait, what? They were crashing by 7-9?
That's a Tar. Just needed himself. Just now. Away from them.
Talent with this high ground still and part of the circle to potentially do it. So to start off with the Void Donkey vaccine. Nice shot by Axel. That's going to be the final play for Void Donkey. They gained 1 placement point.
Young T managed to fight back in that awkward angle. Oh, that's smart. Popping in smoke so he can't see from above. So for Axel, he knows there's no way for him to actually... Oh, never mind. Linux managed to shut down on Young T, who's trying to get away from his eyes, his spraying eyes. Oh, this is the tarantula waiting. The young spiders indeed. But for Talon, they want to stay as long as they can up here. As long as they want, as long as they can. Seems like the circle's still in there. But Sam9 coming up from behind and surprise them with a sudden attack. Traxy with the DBS knocked down. There's some exchange of hands, but Sam9's winning. And Talon, well, they're probably going to have to say goodbye, except for the one player right on top of that mountain.
And Sam9 continues to collect points. 6 elimination points now for Sam9. Now it's time for Tops to move. Okay, no space. Xavier still in front of him. He moves away to the circle. Now Vampire Esports, Xavier, here we go.
The Giants are actually head-to-head now. 9 eliminations by Vampires, but left with only one player. On the side of Xavier, they got one player knocked out with 1 elimination only. Austria Thailand taking on E-Arena. Sakura's on ground. Levi on the other end popped the smoke, hoping to charge in straight up front against Vampire. Xavier, they're picking 2 sides at the same time. What? Wait, E-Arena being charged by 2 sides. I mean, they were fighting against each other for D-Axe versus Vampires. Before that, they go for a truce for the sake of E-Arena, I guess.
Ooh, Vampire on fire now. 10 elimination points, unstoppable.
For our benchmark, plus 10 points for tomorrow. But Gui and the rest of Austria Thailand will make it differently this time. E-Arena, NC2 try to shut down Austria Richard. Take it down by NC2. I don't know how he actually got the shot, but it's going to be Red Bull again and Chopper. Take it on E-Arena. Jokers is at the brink of death.
Red Bull from another angle. I mean, this dynamic duo, they should be able to do it. But Joker will not go down without a fight. Speaking about going down, Shrubs went down. Axel eliminated. That is it for Talon. Number 6, 2 elimination points. Joker, he moves away.
That's going to be the last of it.
3 active players left. 1 of them pretty critical, but okay, already healed up. Anyway, now they're going to go in for a brawl. Look at how close all these teams are together with each other. Austria Thailand scoping down. It's going to be Richard onto Vampire Esports. Found an angle. He saw Shrubs. Still survive. Oh, on the other side.
Oh, that's going to be tough. Gui spotted out Traxy. Nate taking on Mika. Shrubs nowhere to be saved, leaving only 2 of Vampires left on their side. Sam9 losing members as well. Limb by limb taken apart by none other than Austria Thailand and Xavier's. Lamborghini charging into a side of Vampires. Here comes the net dropping to a side of Newsy, but Newsy's knocked down anyhow by Red Bull. Austria Thailand and Xavier's both aiming for Vampires.
Oof, here we go. It could be anyone's game now. Vampire Esports might be eliminated. Very likely we will see a double chicken dinner by any of these 3 teams.
Each other, and they spotted out Levi. Tony K on there then just gonna play it quiet and play it safe, but Red Bull will be charged by Parjit from the back. Austria Thailand spotted out by Xavier, the one that didn't see it coming to the same 9, but Austria keep their eyes open. Tony K, we've seen he did this before. Nate on Mika. Mika's bleeding out, Sam9 losing members.
Oh, and here comes Dewey from the side. 7-9. They have been eliminated. They bring back 7 elimination points together with them. Vampire Esports, they still stand strong until the other side. Richard had to take out Tony K. Now it's between Xavier and Austria Thailand.
Both were getting double chicken in a day here, but for Xavier's, it's gonna be huge for them if they want to take back the lead from Vampires, since Vampires do have more eliminations than they were. But Austria Thailand, they are the underdog and they will show us what they're capable of. We saw how Red Bull just really take things over, but they lost Richard in the process. Nate T going taking for the charge. It's gonna be a 3v3, but DX lost a member as well. 1v2.
Oh, here comes still Xavier. They are the anime big boss. They have to win this. And from the other side, it is still going to be Austria Thailand, the team that scored 2 chicken dinners today.